Hey there, my fabulous chemistry students. Video 8, slightly a bit longer than 7, but no worries. Conversion factors, dimensional analysis. We will be able to, when we are done, convert basic SI units from one to another. We will, from one quantity to another, using a technique known as dimensional analysis. Or if they're easy enough, we can just use our reference tables as far as what we looked at in last video. 10 to the third, move the decimal place 1, 2, or 3 places. Why convert between units? Well, let's think about this for a second. If I'm making a cake, I got a recipe. If I have to make 500 cakes, I think there's going to have to be more flour. Well, yeah. Well, do I want to measure it out with the same tool? Maybe I need to put bags of flour in now. Or what if I'm making cupcakes? What if I'm making just one cupcake? Well, but I don't need a whole cup of flour, then do I? So we need to be able to convert up and down. Okay, pretty basic. So, conversion factor, a mathematical expression that relates two things. So here's a few. 1 minute we all know is 60 seconds, right? 1,000 grams is a kilogram. 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters. So, for us in chemistry, be it Regents or General Chem, basically all we're going to do is go from milli to kilo from our base unit. So those are the basic ones. So it's always just a matter of 3 or 6 decimal places. 3 going from base to milli or base to kilo. 6 decimal places, of course, if I go all the way from milli all the way up to kilo, or from kilo all the way down to milli. But the problem is, which way do I go, right or left? So we just got to pick the right direction to move our decimal place. Okay. So here's the trick. Kilo is K, hecto is H, deca is D. Now, I don't really do hecto and deca very much. I don't know if you guys do. Decimeters. Who does decimeters? I think we're all probably a little bit more familiar with centa, milli, and kilo. But here's a little quick way, one of 2 ways for you to remember. Ready? Kids hate doing math during cold months. King Henry died by drinking crusty mustard. I never understood drinking crusty mustard, but it's the D, the C, and the M that we're really worried about. The way this thing works is, let me give you grams. That's my base unit, right? Well, if I want to go to kilograms, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Move the decimal place 3 places to the left. Got it. Okay, so let me try another one. Base unit, liters. If I want to go to milliliters, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 places to the right. So, if I can remember the saying, kids hate doing math during cold months, which is around Rochester most of the time, we could probably figure, convert pretty basically just using our decimal places and how we move them. So, let's practice a few. Up on top, I have my trick, right? Kilo, hecta, deca, right? I'm going to go from the first problem, 845 kilometers. Well, how many meters? Well, a kilometer, that's a kilo, so I'm here. Meters would be my base unit. So I need to go 1, 2, 3 units to the right. So I'm here 1, 2, 3 units to the right, right? 854, 1, 2, 3. Fill in my zeros. I've got 8, 4, 5, 0, 0, 0 meters. Don't forget your units. The question tells you what units you need. Does it make sense? A kilometer is much farther than a meter, so there's a lot of meters in 1 kilometer. The number should get bigger. Good. Makes sense. I'm going to do 3 now and see what happens. Okay, I'm going to do 3. I'll leave 2 for you, and I'm going to leave the rest of them for you, actually. Let me do 3. 2,500 milliliters, 2500 ml. That puts me, switching colors, here, milli. I want to get to liters, which is a base unit. Notice there's no prefix. 3 numbers to the right, 1, 2, 3. That takes me to 2.5 liters. So 2,500 milliliters is 2.5 liters. All right, so this is pretty rudimentary. I'm going to let you guys do this and check them. Remember, this 10 and 11, though, is looking for greater than, equal to, or less than. So make sure you don't get stuck on those. Do check to see if it makes sense because hopefully, we have a good feeling is a kilometer bigger than a meter kind of thing. All right. So now, dimensional analysis. I want you to pay careful attention when you write these notes down. We're going to need a lot of practice on this. Convert 6 centimeters to kilometers. Okay, so it says start by writing the term with the unit that you're going to convert from. So that's 6.0 centimeters. Okay, and it says write the conversion formula from the reference tables. Well, I know that 1 centimeter equals, oh wait, let's do it the other way around because I'm better at, I do it better this way, right? I know that 1, okay, go away, go away. I know that 100 centimeters equals 1 meter, right? I do. And I need to go to kilometers. I also know that 1,000 meters equals 1 kilometer. Okay. Now, the thing you need to know that's tricky about conversion factors is this. Let me start with the first one. This is an equality, correct? Because I see an equal sign. So we're all happy with that. That means it's the same thing. Well, math says if I divide anything by itself, I always get 1. That's huge. This is going to make this whole thing work. So that means I could write this equality 100 centimeters over 1 meter, or I could write 1 meter over 100 centimeters. Now, before you get mad at me or confused, just think about it. The 100 centimeters is 1 meter. Anything divided by itself is 1. Well, 1 meter is 100 centimeters. Anything divided by itself is 1. Our question now is, do I use the first conversion factor or the second? Well, step 3 is going to help us. It says, make a fraction, which we just did. Okay? Oh, so let's do that. So here, I got 100 centimeters over 1 meter, or 1 meter over 100 centimeters. Sorry, you'll find I like to jump ahead. Just my instincts. This conversion factor here, I have 1,000 meters over 1 kilometer, or 1 kilometer over 1,000 meters. Now it's up to step 4 to tell us which one we're going to use. Okay, step 4 says multiply the term. Wait a minute, am I not reading carefully? Ah, it is in step 3, good. So we want to take the same units from step 1 is in the numerator to use our conversion. So I am in centimeters. I want to use the first conversion factor that has centimeters in the denominator. So I'm going to use this one. Now the centimeters are going to cancel. I'm going to be left with meters. So I need to find the one with meters in the denominator here, because then they're going to cancel. So we need to remember this conversion factor and this conversion factor for the next slide. Hopefully I don't have to flip around too many times. But now take 1 and multiply it by step 3. So that was 6 centimeters. I'm going to multiply it by 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. Okay? Now, we know something about meters and kilometers, right? I know that 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. So now in step 6, I'm not going to rewrite, but I can cancel out like units if I set them up that they're in the one's in the numerator and the other's in the denominator. This one's slightly easier to see because we got to remember this is divided by 1. 1 meter leaves me with kilometers, which is what I was asked. So step 6, solve everything on top of the fraction is multiplied and then divide by everything on the bottom. So that in actuality is going to be 6.0 times 1 equals 6.0. And then I'm going to divide that by 100 times 1,000. Okay, 1, 2, it's 5 places I'm going to move this. So it's going to be 0, 6 kilometers. This is huge. Don't forget the units, guys. Got to have units every time. So now we can do the same thing with how many minutes are in a month. Guys, I really do hope that we're going to get some questions, but you might have to watch this 1 or 2 or 3 times through. You just have to take your time and get the notes down and pause and make sure it makes sense. We'll go over in class, I promise. How many minutes are in there in October? I know I'm looking for minutes. I'm given October. What do I know about October? I know that there's 31 days. Okay, now I need a conversion factor with days in the denominator to get me to minutes. Well, I know that one day is 24 hours, correct? Okay, so now days is going to cancel, and I'm in hours. Okay, what do I know about hours and minutes? Oh, yeah, 1 hour is 60 minutes. So guess what? Hours are going to cancel, and that leaves me with now 31 times 24 times 60. It's going to equal some number that you just typed into your calculator and you're going to tell me in class tomorrow. Here we go. So now we can use the base 10 technique to convert left and right between simple units. We can use dimensional analysis to convert between some that are just a little bit more complicated. And that's our notes. I will see you guys tomorrow. So like I said, sorry this one was so long, but the other one was so short.